Hello, Internet, and welcome to episode 165 of Verbal Graffiti with your host, Brian Glass, aka the B-Man, the People's Degenerate. Who are we here for? Verbal Graffiti is here for all the uglies who get swiped left on over and over thousands of times, never to get a match in a month, a year, a decade, because you're ugly. And we feel your pain because we too here at Verbal Graffiti are ugly. And ugly loves the company of other ugly. And it's like that. No. Let me revise that statement. Ugly accepts the love of other uglies. We want the love of the attractives, but the attractives want nothing to do with the uglies. Therefore, if you're an ugly and you want the feeling of love, holding hands, hugging, having a real connection, emotions, you must accept the love of another ugly because that is your only option. And I was thinking about this the other night. I'm well-versed with the dating apps. I've been on them over a decade now at this point. I was on the dating apps when OkCupid was the main dating apps website to use. So, and I've never really had a real relationship, so I've always been on them. And a couple nights ago, I was swiping right, and you get a limited number of swipes when you don't pay for the apps, and I never have, which is a terrible business model. Because the whole point of a social media app is to keep the people using it as long as possible. That's why TikTok and X and Instagram they make so much profit because it's the doom scroll. But with the dating apps, you only get so many swipes, right swipes that is, before you're cut off, and then you stop using the site. So by limiting the number of swipes, you're limiting how long people are using the app before they go to another app. Therefore, you're not monetizing them as much as you can. So I would change the dating app model to make unlimited swipes or do something so that people stay on them longer. But that's another topic for another episode. And we don't do business here at Verbal Graffiti. We talk with the uglies. We get down in the mud, the acne, the blemishes, the moles. That's where we reside. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. They were all ugly, right? Other than Leonardo. Where the fuck was I going? Okay. So I'm on the app. And, I'm swiping left, I'm swiping right. And it kind of occurred to me that, like, how many times has a babe swiped left on? Like, not how many times has a babe, but how many babes have swiped left on me over the years on a dating app? It's got to be thousands, tens of thousands of babes, gay men. Because sometimes gay men will come to the straight section, but whatever. So mostly straight babes. Tens of thousands of them over the years have swiped left on me, not giving me even a second thought. And when you think about that and ponder it, it really does occur. Wow, I really am an ugly. I'm not an unfuckable, as Louis C.K. called us on stage during that famous special of his in the round. But I'm fucked. But I'm certainly not a. People aren't seeking out a fuck with the B-Man. Let's put it that way. And many of you, because if you're watching this, you're probably close to being an unfuckable yourself. But you just think about how many times a babe, or even if you're a babe, and guys swiping left on you. This is regardless of your sex, of your gender. How many people on a dating app have swiped, just gone, no, I want nothing to do with you. You're not even a has-been. You're a never was. They look, nope, and tens of thousands over the years. And how can you have any? And I hear a lot of content on the internet about how this destroys people's self-esteem. For some reason, it's never ruined my self-esteem. Maybe because I've just never thought about it before a couple of nights ago. But yeah, I could see how that could fuck up someone's self-esteem. Like, no, you think about a dating app has probably everybody who's seeking some type of connection is on it. And if you get no connection, it's like everybody within 100 miles of you finds you to be radioactive, wants nothing to do, would rather put on a hazmat suit than message you a few times via an app, not even in person. And that's a bit of a mind fuck. It doesn't fuck me, but I can understand how it could fuck someone else's mind. But yeah, it's something. You know, if I was an engineer or a creator of one of these apps, I would like the stats. Can you give us the stats, Bumble, Hinge? If I was once again allowed on it, I got kicked off of Hinge. I'm permanently banned. Plenty of Fish, OK Cupid, whatever the fuck, Bagels and Fuck, whatever the sites are. Can I get this? Can you give us the stats of the people who swipe left on us? I want how long did they look at my profile before they decide, nah, the B-man, he ain't it for me? Was it an immediate left swipe, or did the gal like scroll through the photos, or was there a response that I gave? Like, I want to know how, like my YouTube videos that I put out for Verbal Graffiti, I have analytics in the back end. Like, it tells me like how many viewers I get and like how long they watched the video or what the average was. Like, I want to know those same stats for the dating apps. Like, how long did you look at my profile? What photos were the ones that got the babes to swipe left the most? I want feedback. I want to know. I want intel, because all I know and all you uglies know is that everyone out there is swiping left on you, wants nothing to do with you, views you as an ugly. That's really all we know. But we don't know like the details of the ugly. Well, is it just an immediate no, or is it let me think, oh no, that response, that photo, those interests, the other person, that photo, and like I want the people who swipe left to be able to leave feedback similar to eBay. Like I'm swiping left, but there should be like a little box for like, why are you swiping left? Like for me, I swipe left on the babes because you're just fat. You're a fatty. You use too many filters, too many tattoos. There's photos of your daughters and your sons, and you have no. You know what irks me? Someone with no profile. You have no profile. You go, oh, I'll get back to this when I have some free time. Or I'm not here often, here's my Instagram. Like, I want us to be able to leave feedback as to why we're swiping left on you, so that you know why I swiped left on you, or what I want to know why you swiped left on me. Like, let's just, how everyone says dating apps gives you low self-esteem. Well, let's make it lower, right? Let's give constructive criticism a chance on the dating apps. So that's another ability or trait I would give to the apps is unlimited swipes, so that you stay on the app longer. It can monetize the viewers or the people using the app. And two, let's be able not just to swipe left on the dating app profile, but also a little box on the bottom telling the person why we swiped left on you and decide we want nothing to do with you. Like, we don't want to fuck you. We don't want to marry you. We don't want to message you. So the dating apps, that's what Verbal Graffiti's for. We are for all you uglies who have been swiped left on thousands of times. And you're in the wilderness that just, with your ugliness, has been confirmed via technology. Moving along. All right, this comes from the subreddit Fourth Wave Women. I don't know who those are. The disappearance of women's natural faces in media. I'm sure I'm not the only one feeling a bit distressed to see how well received so many celebs with new faces have been lately. In particular, I'm thinking of Demi Lovato, Lindsay Lohan, and to a lesser extent, Emma Stone, among others. They look nothing like themselves anymore. I grew up following Lindsay Lohan, and I'm of a similar age, So seeing how she looks now is so jarring, and it's making me sad and upset. And what's worse are the thousands of comments praising the new look and the surgeon. Plastic surgery has been around for a long time with celebrities, but it used to make people kind of goofy looking, but now with the new procedures, it makes them look like someone else entirely. They transform into a different person, and I can't imagine what it does to them mentally. And the signals it sends women everywhere. It's literally the substance, IRL in real life. I'm not really going anywhere with this, but I didn't know where else to vent about this. LOL, which is an acronym for laugh out loud. Get offline. I was gonna say get off your soapbox, but you're not on a soapbox. Get offline, and I'm here to tell you, no plastic surgeon lady, that Lindsay Lohan and the rest of them owe you nothing. They owe women nothing. It's their bodies. It's their choice. What they decide to do with it is up to them and their surgeon. And it has nothing to do with you. They don't owe you anything, right? They don't know you. You're not part of their family. You're not part of their entourage. So what? You're the same age as Lindsay Lohan. You watched her in Mean Girls when she was perfect, 18 years old, perky tits, no split ends in the hair, straight teeth, white, no stains from coffee and other substances. She was the perfect girl. She was a girl every girl wanted to be and every guy wanted to go to prom with. Hey, she was a girl you could take her home for the prom photos, and your mom would love her because she's so adorable looking. But then on the way to the prom in the limo, like she'd get DP, double penetrated by her date and her date's best friend before prom even began. That's how slutty she was back in the day. This is the type of lady, Lindsay Lohan, at 18, coming off the high of Mean Girls. All right, she was binge drinking. She was using the cleavage between her boobs as a tray to snort cocaine off of. She was leaving hotel rooms, probably, allegedly, with dry cum stuck to her cheeks. That was the type of lady she is. And she owes you nothing. It's her life. She can do what she wants with her body. But that's all I'm saying. She ain't coming back. That Lindsay Lohan, she ain't coming through that door again. Her Father Time is undefeated. And again, she owes you nothing. And it's why the spank bank is a real thing. Like that Lindsay Lohan, she ain't coming back. Father Time. Just beating her down with a wooden MLB baseball bat. So you gotta take the image of her in Mean Girls and when she was hot and beautiful and keep it in a spank bank so you can wank to that. Because the Lindsay Lohan today, yeah, well, to be mean, I'll spank to it. I can't tell you how many guys will though, because I'm a different creature than most. But yeah, this is life. This is part of plastic surgery is part of life. And what does this say to other women? Well, it says to other women like yourself that life is going to beat you down with that wooden bat, and you're not going to be as attractive as you were when you were 18, 21, 25. And the only way to compete with those hot 21-year-old floozies is by getting plastic surgery. Now, I don't love the look of the babes who go too much with the plastic surgery, especially on the face. You kind of end up looking like an anime character that some pervert from Japan conjured up in his mind and put it in a real human being. That doesn't. I don't get Mr. Perfect. He doesn't get erect to that, but at least that ilk of babe who does go down the plastic surgery in a canoe, at least she's trying. Like, what are you doing? All you're doing is you're online bitching about how Lindsay Lohan and all these other celebrities are changing their faces to try to keep up with the 21-year-olds. Yeah, you're all going to lose. We're all going to lose. All right, we all get old, droopy, gray hair. We don't have, our pheromones aren't as strong, so we're all right, so last night I'm doing stand-up, chopping it up outside after the show with a few comics, and one of the comics' girlfriends was there. She's young for me, like mid-20s, and this young, tall lady of age, I'm guessing maybe 20, walked by, and we all stopped. Right? We didn't stare at her, but there was like, wow, hot baby's walking by. And as soon as she walked by, it was like at a earshot. I just looked at her, she smells good. And everyone just kind of laughed. And then the girl goes, dude, you're right. You're right. The comics girlfriend is like, you're right. But that's a preferred thing to say, but you're right. Because when you're young, your pheromones are strong. Your scent, it lingers. But once you hit 30, 32, 35, you don't really have a scent to you unless like you're naked and you're right next to somebody. So you can't compete with that. No plastic surgery can compete. Plastic surgery can compete with it being the 21-year-old floozy, but it can't win. It will never win because Father Time is undefeated. But I'm not going to chastise a babe for trying to play the game. Trying to be competitive against the 21-year-old. Personally, I get more upset with the filters on social media, like the filters that make your face look super smooth. It's like, bitch, you're 25. You don't even need to use those filters. Your face is smooth. You don't have the pimple bumps and all that. Like, you don't need the filters. I long for the days of makeup. Like pre-face filters they could use on all the social media sites when like the Fox News lady. Remember those sluts? The one that had like half a pound of makeup and the lashes and you could see the mascara was like an eighth of an inch thick. Like I like that slutty Fox News lady look. Mr. Perfect gets hard, gets stiff to that. But now they don't need, no one needs to wear all that makeup because they'll just throw a face filter on and you look smooth as a cartoon character. That's what irks me more than the plastic surgery. But what was I getting at? Oh yeah, you're going to lose. You're going to lose. Like the only reason why you're fuckable now as a lady in her 30s is because you got a vagina. The vagina is the only thing that makes you fuckable. You can't compete with the 21-year-old. Surgery or not surgery. Get past that. There's two avenues you can go down once you hit the wall. And this is both sexes, boys and girls. All right? You can just accept your fate, droopy face, wrinkles, gray hair, all that. Or you can get the plastic surgery and look like a child with fetal alcohol syndrome drawing in a coloring book. Like one or the other. Either way, you're gonna hit a pole and look ugly. So what do you want from Lindsay Lohan? Like she's a celebrity. She's trying to stay relevant. Like stop hating on her. Hey, just stop pointing fingers at her. Hey, she looks different. But, mean girl Lindsay Lohan no longer exists. That specimen, that spank bank worthy babe, no more. Let's go look at some photos. Bang, bang, boom, boom. Episode 165, segment 2. Please share an episode or a reel that I make and give out via social media to somebody you swipe left on a dating app, an ugly, an unfuckable, an unlovable, an unknown. So anybody you know that has acne or balding or pale or moles or has belly fat or walks with a limp or has a big forehead or a lazy eye or hair coming out of their ears. There's somebody Somebody that makes you turn away in disgust. Share an episode or a reel, that verbal graffiti reel with them. Let's try to grow this viewership. We're up to 48 subscribers now. Okay. With all that preamble out of the way, I am the B-man. That is, I am starting to become very concerned that I'm not going to be employed much longer with my day job. My only job. This really isn't a job. Verbal graffiti, this and my stand-up and those videos that I make, I don't get paid to do any of those. Sometimes for stand-up I do a little bit. Beer tickets, $20, tax-free, But don't tell the IRS. But I have a day job that allows me to live, pay my bills, my rent, and all that. I used to think I might be able to last 5 more years at this position, and I'll try to keep it vague so that my employer doesn't know what I'm talking about. But it is every new hire at this company that I work for is not in the USA. They're from other countries. You can probably guess which countries they're getting these new employees from. Just recently, a couple days ago, we were introduced to 2 team members by our manager, and he said, hey, reach out to our new team members via Teams. They say, welcome to the team. And everyone did. Everyone on our team, oh, congratulations, welcome to the team. Glad to have you. All the politeness, the correct corporate lingo you're supposed to give. By secretly, though, or maybe not so secretly by the B-man, all I thought about was, wow, those are 2 new hires doing the same work I'm assigned to do, but they're working from another country, probably paid less than I am. Once they're up to speed with the work and what it entails, and they do it correctly, that makes my job more at risk for being laid off, fired, given the boot, kicked to the curb, given the cardboard box, said, thank you, but no thank you. Thank you for your service. Please do not come again. And I was talking with a teammate, American teammate of mine today, and I was like, hey, do you think they're ever going to hire someone from the U.S., our company that is, again, for our team? And he was like, I don't think so. I think that ship has sailed. And I was like, yep, you are correct. And so I am of the belief now, I'm hoping I have at least 1 more year left at this company. If I make it 3 more years, I'll be thrilled. But I really think there is no shot I am with this employer for 3 more years. And I don't blame my manager. He's hiring all these people that are foreigners, not in the USA, and I'm sure it's not his choice. I'm sure my manager tells me what to do. I do my work, but there are higher managers telling my manager what to do. So I'm sure he's being told, hey, stop hiring Americans, hire people from other locations. And we're not the only company doing this. I mean, this is what corporate America is now. You're either outsourcing your work or you got AI coming up your ass real quick. So, yeah, I'm in a precarious position where I don't love my job. I appreciate having it, but I do like the paycheck every 2 weeks, which isn't much, the paycheck that is, but it's more than if I was unemployed. So there's that. And I have no skills. My skills are data entry. And when your only skills on the wrong side of 40 are data entry, your chances of getting employed decrease significantly in corporate America, that is. So if I do get fired, which I do think is coming, probably sooner than later, I do not know what I'm going to do for money. So that is on my mind. That is on my mind. I don't have any skills. I went to school to be a teacher. That was like 15 years ago. Every job. This is what I'm really good at doing, the B-man. I'm really good at doing mundane tasks over and over again. I can do the same task 8 hours in a row, day after day, month after month, year after year. As long as you pay me, I can do that. But I don't have any technical skills, management skills. I've never managed anybody. I've never learned how to do anything technical. The only real technical skill I have is making videos. It's just a cut, insert, put a little music, a little sound, and away we go. Whatever this kooky mind comes up with. But I have no employable skills. So, and I know I'm not the only one in this position. I feel like I'm speaking for a lot of people when I say this, who are employed but are well aware that every new onboard employee is not located in the United States. And that combined with AI, my cushy job, I'm just hanging. I'm hanging from the ledge. I'm hanging from the ledge like Brandon Walsh did in 90210, and Dylan McKay is not going to be there to grab my hand and pull me back off the ledge. So, yeah, it's going to hurt when I fall and get kicked from my company, but that's coming. It's got to be coming less. I hope I make it to Christmas. At this point, I hope I make it to Christmas, because every new hire this year, and there have been many, who are now doing a position I'm currently doing, have been not USA employees. So I'm trying to be diplomatic, or PC, the way I say it, unlike everything else on this show, just in case someone at my company that I work for sees this. And nobody wants to hire somebody over the age of 40 in corporate America with who hasn't been past entry level, because I'm not a bright-eyed, right out of university person. I'm a mercenary. Like, I know corporate America. I know you're trying to get the most work out of me to pay me the little as you can. And I'm not, team culture, all that bullshit. Wear team colors and excited to do a project. Yes, please, I'll do it. It's like, no, dude, I'm just trying to be quiet, keep my head down, not make any commotion, and pay me every other Friday. But that's enough. That's just doom. So much doom coming to B-Man's way. I don't know what to do with it. Like, let's move along. Let's have some more fun. All right, this last segment comes from the subreddit Popper Pigs. Thoughts on popper sharing etiquette. I'm going to meet up this weekend with a bud I have been chatting with on Adam. We'll have a hotel room and have both agreed to no porn to help focus on watching each other. Both of us are popper enthusiasts and want to try each other's flavors. He suggested passing and whiffing the same bottle. I want to use a jar so we can inhale together. Would mixing his and mine in a jar work? Any thoughts on sharing poppers with a buddy? This post might as well have been written in Spanish or Italian, because I know nothing about any of these subcultures. I don't know what Adam is. I'm assuming that's some type of hookup app. Clearly, you're gay. I really don't know much about that subculture. Poppers. I did not know what a popper was before I read this post. I went on Google, not ChatGPT, because we're not trying to use AI here, because they're coming for my ass, my job. So I have a bit of a vendetta against ChatGPT. But Google told me poppers were like, you just inhale it, like, I guess through your nose, and it's supposed to give you a buzz and make sex feel better. But again, I really don't know anything about poppers, what they are, how you use them, where you get them. But that is not going to preclude the B-Man from giving you advice and telling you what to do. And the B-Man's advice is yes to all of it. Of course you should share your poppers with your friend that you meet up at this hotel room. And I gotta say, before we get into the poppers and all that jazz, the gays are really making me feel like a fake when I say I'm a degenerate. Because like my degeneracy compared to a gay degeneracy, we're in different lakes, man. You're in Lake Michigan, and I'm in a little kiddie pool, like my degeneracy. Because what you guys are doing, like normally the B-Man when I'm trying to get a babe to meet up at a hotel room, l- like the negotiation with the sex is had like before we get to the hotel room, but you're so degenerate with your gay and your partners that like sex isn't even part of the negotiation. That is the given. Like, of course we're gonna have sex. We're going to a hotel room. We're meeting up for the first time via an app at a hotel room. Like sex, like that is going to happen. That is not a negotiation. Like my negotiation starts on, hey, can maybe we could if this goes well, we could have sex. Your negotiation like starts at like no porn on the TV. Like you sex is a given. The negotiation starts at, hey, are we gonna watch porn while we're fucking each other, or are we gonna have the TV off? Like that no talk of condoms, right? No talk of like that's of course you're not going to use condoms. I mean, if you're sharing poppers and sucking each other off and fucking each other in the ass, like you're not sharing poppers and using condoms during lovemaking. Like that those two don't go together. Like why spend like $6 for a 3-pack of condoms at the gas station when you could use that $6 to buy more poppers to share at the hotel room? And that's how the gay mentality thinks. And I do like how you think. So I want to point that out, that my degeneracy is just getting kicked in the balls when it comes to you and Mr. Adam that you're going to meet at this hotel. And that frustrates me. I'm not angry with you. I'm angry with myself and my lack of degeneracy. But back to you. You know, one thing that the recreational drug users do never get enough credit for is sharing. Because just about every recreational drug user I've met or interacted with in gatherings has always been willing to share it with me. And I'm not even a drug user. Like, I don't sniff or snort or fuck with poppers or anything. But and sometimes they'll know. And they'll, hey, I know you don't smoke, but do you? And I'm like, no, thank you. But thanks for the offer. And I always see the doobie being passed around. And if someone's doing below, they'll be like, hey, like, can I have a bump? Of course. Meet me in the bathroom. Drug users they share. They share, and they should be commended for that because sharing is caring, as we all know. So, yeah, of course. And another thing with drugs is, like, yeah, of course, you gotta share with. Well, when I say share, like, you gotta mix. Like, it doesn't make a difference. Like, whether you keep the poppers exclusive or you mix them up, like, they're going to make you escape sobriety and kill your brain cells. Whether you're doing your own or you're sharing with your buddy that you're meeting up with. So you might as well share them. It makes no difference to the B-man. Like, hey, you're both going to get fucked up either way. So yeah, mix them together, make it kind of romantic and sexy. So yeah, get yourself a jar, put the poppers in, and inhale them together, and then fuck each other in the ass or whatever the fuck it is you guys are doing in that hotel room. I'm not judging. I'm commending you for whatever the fuck it is you're doing behind that bolted door in whatever hotel room you're in. But yeah. I mean, of course you're going to share it. Yeah. You're in a hotel room and there's no smut on the TV. He's got his poppers. You got yours. You're both enthusiasts about the poppers. Mix them together. See what kind of buzz that gives you. So yeah, I'm all for whatever degeneracy is going to go down in this hotel room. I'm glad I'm not going to be present there, but I'm happy for the two of you and what you're going to engage in that hotel room. It does, the only real, like, I want to say this is similar, but it's similar light. Like, anytime I've hooked up with a babe, like, I've never not offered her a drink if I was drinking. Like, I prefer drunk sex myself. So, like, if I'm drinking Captain Morgan and there's a babe on the other side of the bed or we're in a room together, like, I won't just drink it all without offering her any, because I would assume the babe would get offended, and then there's a good chance poon will not be had that evening. So I'll always like be polite, and plus I was raised well, so I have good manners. Like if I'm drinking whatever I'm drinking, hey, would you like a glass? I'll pour you a drink. And if she says no, I don't really like the taste of that, I'll offer wine, beer, whatever it is I have. And if not, then at least I offered it to her. So that's kind of similar to your situation with the poppers. And if she says no, well, then I'm going to get my buzz and she could play with her phone until I get my buzz. And, and then we'll, P and V will be had. But oddly enough, when I was in college, I had a college girlfriend, Sarah. I was in love with her, my first love. She had a roommate who had a separate bedroom. Her boyfriend, Sarah's roommate didn't really drink hardly ever, but her boyfriend would drink like a bottle of liquor every night, like in her girlfriend's room. And then I assume they would have sex, but like he would drink alone. She wouldn't drink, Sarah's roommate, that is, and then they would smash. So maybe I don't need to share my alcohol because I think those two ended up getting married and having a family and kumbaya. So maybe my generosity is being used against me, and that's why I'm a loser right now. But with all that out of the way, that is common courtesy. That is being polite, offering your popper to share or whatever cocktail you're making with the partner you're gonna violate in the next few minutes. Like my only question, and there really is no question. I'm really be honest. Like you're going to share your poppers, you're going to do some ass fucking, some dick sucking, and you're going to have a good time. Hopefully, unprotected. I just hope the two of you are on prep so that you two don't get HIV or any other STD. But the question I have is who pays for the hotel? Do you go in 50-50? Because anytime I've used a hotel room to fuck, I've always offered to pay. Especially if it's a babe I don't know that well. It's like, hey, if we're going to a hotel room, I'll pay as the guy. I'm a chauvinist. I'm a Victorian mannered man. I will pay. But two gay guys sharing a hotel room, who should pay for the hotel? Many will say you should go in 50-50. Personally, I feel as though if one of you is a defined top and is going to be... whose ever ass is getting fucked, whose ever ass is getting penetrated should not have to pay for the hotel room. Like if you're doing the fucking, you should have to pay for the hotel room and the room service and all that jazz. And those roles are defined like going to the hotel, like who's top, who's bottom. Like the top, the one doing the fucking should have to pay for the hotel room. But again, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm speaking out of pocket. I'm not in the gay degeneracy grouping. I don't run in those circles very often. I hear stories, but I'm not in it. So any of you gays out there, degenerate gays, let me know down in the comments. Who pays for the hotel room when two gays decide to meet up and share poppers at a hotel room for the first time? I'm interested. I'm curious by nature. But to all the gays and all this, you know what? I'm glad to everybody who's meeting up with a stranger, gay or straight or bi, at a hotel room to share poppers and fuck this weekend. Go suck a fat one.